I am Vishal Aniruddhapurkar, PB19. The subject of our group presentation is dynamometer. Dynamometer is a brake, but it also a measurement instrument for the frictional resistance. The classification of dynamometer is the absorption type of dynamometer and transmission type of dynamometer. The absorption type of dynamometer is the entire energy or power produced by the engine is absorbed by the frictional resistance of the brake. The classification of the absorption type of dynamometer is the Brownie brake dynamometer, and the second one is the rope brake dynamometer. This is the constructional diagram of the Brownie brake dynamometer. The Brownie brake dynamometer is the simplest form of the absorption type of dynamometer. It consists of the two wooden blocks placed around a pulley fixed to the shaft. The blocks are clamped by two bolts and the nuts. The helical spring is provided between the nut and the upper block for the pressure control. The upper block has a long lever attached to it and it carries weight at outer end. The counterweight is placed at the other end of the lever balance brake when unloaded. The two stops are provided to limit its motion of the lever. The working of the Brownie brake dynamometer is when brake is to be put in the operation. Long end of the lever is loaded with weight and nuts are tight until the shaft runs at a constant speed. The lever is in the horizontal position. The moment due to weight must balance the moment of frictional resistance between blocks and the pulley. The calculation part of the Brownie brake dynamometer is basically the W is the weight at the outer end of the lever and L is the horizontal distance of the weight from the center of the pulley. Then frictional resistance, R is the radius of the pulley, N is the speed of the shaft. Basically the torque equation of the shaft is the weight at the outer end of the lever into horizontal distance of the weight from the center of pulley. The work done in one revolution is equal to torque into angle turn in radian. The work done in one revolution is equal to the T into 2 pi. So the work done in 1 minute is equal to the T into 2 pi into N. So the formula for the brake power is the work done per minute upon 60. So the final formula for the brake power is W into L into 2 into pi into N upon 60. The unit of the brake power is watts. The second type of the absorption type of dynamometer is the rope brake dynamometer. This is the constructional diagram of the rope brake dynamometer. The most commonly used for the measurement brake power of the engine. It consists of one, two or more ropes wound around the flywheel or rim of the pulley fixed to the shaft of the engine. The upper end of the rope is attached to the spring balance and the lower end is kept in position by applying dead weight. For prevent slipping of rope over the flywheel, wooden blocks are placed at interval around circumference of the flywheel. The calculation part of the rope brake dynamometer is the net load on the brake is equal to the dead load minus spring balance. The distance moved in one revolution is equal to the pi into capital D plus small d, where capital D is the diameter of wheel and small d is the diameter of rope. The work done per revolution is equal to the net load on a brake into pi into in bracket capital D plus small d. The work done per minute is equal to the net load on a brake into distance moved in a one revolution into N. So the formula for the brake power is work done per minute upon 60. So the final formula is W minus S into capital D plus small d into N into pi upon 60, and the unit of the brake power is watts.
I am Sarang Milind Punde. My roll number is PB20 and I am going to talk about transmission dynamometer. Unlike absorption dynamometer, in transmission dynamometer, energy produced is not wasted in friction but transmitted to do useful work. Energy or power produced by engine is transmitted through the dynamometer to the other machines where power developed is suitably measured. There are three types of transmission dynamometer: epicyclic train dynamometer, belt transmission dynamometer, and last one is torsion dynamometer. First is epicyclic train dynamometer. We can see in the figure that constructional details of epicyclic train dynamometer, where epicyclic train dynamometer consists of driven annular gear, intermediate gear, wheel gear, and lever where counterweight and weight W is attached to it, and two stops are there for controlling the speed. In epicyclic train dynamometer, spur gear is keyed to the engine shaft and rotates in the anticlockwise direction. Annular gear is also keyed to the driving shaft and rotates in clockwise direction. A weight W is placed at the smaller end of the lever in order to keep it in position. Pinion or the intermediate gear measures with both the spur and annular gears. The pinion revolves freely on a lever which is pivoted to the common axis of the driving and driven shafts. For working, let us move to the previous slide of diagram of epicyclic gear train. Here in diagram on the right side we can see that pinion meshes with the spur gear as well as annular gear. When it meshes with the spur gear exerts force on it in the upward direction, which is P, and annular gear also exerts tangential force on it, which is also in upward direction. So total force in upward direction is 2P. To balance that, weight is attached on the right side of the lever, which is W, and two stops are there for controlling the speed. Calculations for power transmitted. Formula for transmitted power is given by P into R into 2 pi n by 60, where P can be calculated by taking moments about fulcrum F. So 2P into A equal to W into L, or P equal to W into L upon 2A, where L is the length between weight and the center of spur gear, and A is the central distance between pinion and spur gear, and R is the P circle radius of the spur gear in meters, and N is the speed of the engine shaft. So power transmitted is P into R into 2 pi n by 60 watts. So second type of transmission dynamometer is belt transmission dynamometer. We can see figure in the figure on the left side that driven pulley, driving pulley, and intermediate pulleys connected to the driven and driving pulleys, and there is one lever and weight W and balancing mass it attached to it, and two stops are provided for braking. So working of belt transmission dynamometer, T-shaped frame is pivoted at E. Its movement is controlled by two stops S and S dash. Tension in tight side is greater than slack side. So force acting on the pulley C is greater than pulley D. As a result, frame causes movement about E in anti-clockwise direction. In order to balance that movement, weight W is applied at a distance L from E on the frame. So brake power calculations. For calculating brake power, first we have to calculate T1 minus T2, which is W into L upon 2A. D is diameter of the pulley A in meters. N is speed of the engine shaft. So brake power is T1 minus T2 into D into N upon 60, where T1 minus T2 into D into N is work done per minute, and N is speed of the engine shaft. So last type of transmission dynamometer is torsion dynamometer, which is used for measuring large powers, particularly the power transmitted along the propeller shaft of a turbine or motor vessel of large applications. So, Bevis Gibson flashlight torsion dynamometer is one of the type of torsion dynamometer, which is depends on principle that light travels in a straight line through air of uniform density, and the velocity of light is infinite. So, as we can see, there are different stages of working of Bevis Gibson. So as we can see in the figures, there are different stages of working of Bevis Gibson flashlight dynamometer. So this dynamometer consists of disc A and B attached by a shaft, rotating shaft. Powerful electrical lamp A is fixed behind disc A and eyepiece is fixed on the right side of disc B. When torque is transmitted, the shaft twists and the slot in the disc B changes its position. Due to that, light does not reach to the eyepiece E, as you can see in the figure C. So, eyepiece received flashlight when moved round by an amount equal to the lag of disc B, as we can see in the figure D. So, eyepiece is moved by a microscopic spindle and angle of twist is measured up to 100 of degree. Thank you.